Hey folks, welcome back. In this video, I'm going to share with you some techniques and tricks that you can steal and use within your own work. And we're going to be applying this concept of repeating patterns and implied lines to help stimulate art block and get you out of that funk if you're feeling stuck. So let's get right into it. So I talked about this technique before, but I'm going to go ahead and expand on it a little bit more. This involves using the lasso tool, keyboard shortcut L, and it's up here in your toolbar. The lasso tool is really good for creating quick selections, and we've talked about this with regards to making rocks and other things like that, but I want to look at it in terms of repeating patterns. So I'm just going to start out with holding down the Shift key. This allows me to make multiple selections, and I'm going to have this repeating Z pattern, like so. And then I'm going to fill this in with Option Delete. So now we've created a set of implied lines. Implied lines, as a review from the last video, are lines that do not necessarily connect, but they imply a form. So now I can go ahead and throw some kind of a face on it, and maybe some ears. And I've got a character. So let's see how we can expand on this technique here. Let's make another series of patterns. We'll make these kind of like little clouds, again holding down the Shift key. I'm alternating the size, having large, medium, and small shapes, like so. I'll hit Option Delete, Alt Backspace on a PC, and I've got these really interesting patterns here. And what I can do is I can say, all right, well, maybe I'll make this into some kind of a lamb. And you don't need to actually draw all the outlines around it. You can kind of allude to it. You can have some little hints here. But again, this is using implied lines. Let's take a look at another example here. Some straight vertical lines, again holding down the Shift key. Option Delete. And what can this be? Well, this could be the roof to some kind of a house. And what makes this work is the fact that your eyes look for some type of structure. I don't have to necessarily draw every single line here, but if I just go ahead and throw a bush or two and maybe even a window, your eye fills in that space. These are just marks. Let's take a look at another example of how we can use these repeating lines. We'll do something like this. Some S shapes. And we're varying the size of those S shapes. We're repeating them, but we're alternating the size with large, medium, and small shapes. So Alt Backspace. What can this be? This can be a lot of things. We can make a person's face. And now we've got some hair. Pretty neat. Let's do one more. Let's go ahead and really change things up. We'll have shapes that look like sideways L's. So what can that be? Well, that could be someone's really interesting coat. All you have to do is throw some hands. And now you've got this really interesting pattern that you can work with. So this is something that you can certainly try on your own, and it just gets you out of a funk. There's no right or wrong answers with this. The simple concept here is you're just taking a shape and you're using this lasso tool and you're repeating it. And you're alternating the size, and by holding down the shift key, you're allowing yourself to make multiple enclosed selections, and you can organize them in any which way you wish. And you fill that in. You could even really play with your camera angles. You can say, all right, well, this is more of an upshot looking at somebody. And maybe this is like another character wearing some kind of a parka and some gloves. So this is where implied lines have become really, I think, helpful. So give that a try. Try varying your lines, try varying patterns, and don't feel the need, especially when you're inking, to feel the urge to have to connect things together. There's a lot of really nice, beautiful things that you can make with implied lines. If you look at Hirschfeld, his art style, he did a lot of portraits back in the 40s and 50s and so forth. He's a master at this. I'll just finish off with one more basic idea here. Let's see what kind of repeating patterns. Let's just do something super challenging. We'll just do some stars. Just to show you that there's no such thing as a wrong shape to work with. I'll fill that in. And let's see. We can, I'll just do a few more. Let me get some forms in here. And they don't have to be perfect. Let's see. That could be somebody's hat. And there you go. So if you found some value in this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed, consider subscribing. My name is Krishna. And as always, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next video. See ya.